And let's see. Okay, let me start a new Java project. I'll call this one week 2. Just so that you guys remember this, that we do not hit finish right away in JavaFX because we need to go to the next, go to libraries, and under class path, we need to add a user library. So that step needs to be done. I'm just waiting here for a few minutes, like a minute or so everybody can get to see this step.
You said you go to week 2 and then what? Sorry. Oh, did you? Yeah,
Let me go back. So I entered the project name week 2, and then I went to next. Click next button at the bottom. Then I went to libraries tab. Then I click on class path. Then I click on add library. Then I clicked on user library and hit next. Then I checked the user library I have from the previous week, and I hit finish, and then I hit finish.
Gotcha.
Yes, Amka, it's a new project. Let me close this one. So we will now be creating a new class in this new project. Let's call this one calculator. And it will be a child of which class?
Application of JavaFX.
Very good. Thank you. What is that one line I must put in the main?
Launch args.
Very good. Okay. Let me change the name of arg0 to primary stage. How do I set the title for my window?
Would be primary stage dot set title.
Okay, primary stage dot set title. Okay. And how do I make my window available?
Primary stage dot show.
Cool, good. Okay. Okay, let's start with a special kind of panel called the grid pane, which allows you to store stuff in a grid form. So remember to organize your imports on all these different classes that we're dealing with. And as you can see, my imports, I have JavaFX in all my imports. So I'm setting the horizontal and vertical gaps between the items that will be placed inside this grid pane. And then these will be the four sides of the padding. Again, remember to choose all packages from JavaFX. So you set your scene and you assign the pane to the scene and you set the dimensions for the scene. How do you add scene to the stage?
Primary stage dot set scene.
Okay, cool. Now, I will give you a description and I want you to create an object based on that description. Okay. I'll be right back in a minute. In the meanwhile, let's see if you guys can do this. Got it? Oh, Emka have an error. What error do you have, Emka? That's a very blank statement of error, right?
That padding.
Padding. Did you check your imports? Are all your imports JavaFX imports? You might have picked insets from AWT package.
You wanna see my screen?
Okay. Can you scroll up for me, please? There's one. See, I told you, you got the insets from AWT package.
How do I change this?
You tell me. What did we do last week when you guys had imported wrong packages? No. You delete the whole line. You delete it completely. Okay, you don't do any manual work. Now you organize your imports again. Yes, from source menu. Okay. And you choose the correct package and hit finish.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do we have line number 19 converted to code?
Yep.
Okay. Good. Okay. Now we will place this on the grid pane. So on the pane, I want to add the scene title object. I call mine scene title. I don't know whatever you call your text object. So I want to put my scene title object on the first row, first column, okay, to span. So these parameters are the object. Then you have the row, it's the column, then the row, then it is column span, then it is a row span. Since I want the scene to span 2 columns, that's why I said I want it to be on 2 columns. But I want it to span only 1 row, so that's why it's only on 1 row. The first column is always 0. And the first row is always 0. You know that from how Java have things, right? The first item is 0. It's the starting point. So that's what these parameters mean. Okay. Now let's create a label. Again, do not choose the AWT package. And I want to add this label. Which row this label will go under, guys?
Row 1.
Row 2. Remember
Oh,
the
well,
first row
yeah,
is 0.
yeah.
Row 2, first column. So this will be in first column of row 2. Text field is text box. And the text field will go in the second column of row number 2. So let me add some comments. Row number 1, row number 2 will be row number 3. So let me copy and paste. This will be called label %. Percent field, row 3. This will be my row number 4. Okay, let me try to do this. Let me put this in row number 5 and skip one row. And also let me show you guys how you can nest layouts. So my outer layout is the grid pane. Let me create an inner layout of H box type, like a horizontal box. I'm adding the button to the H box. And I will add to the pane H box in second column of row 5. Second column, row number 5. So what did we learn here? We learned from here that it is possible for you to skip column and skip rows. So I completely skip row number 4, and I skip the first column of the row 5. And this will be second column of row 7. So again, skip a row, skip a column. Okay. I am giving this task to you guys. Whatever I wrote in the comments, you write that code. You will write the click event on the button, calculate button, and this is what the click event will do. Anybody got done or still working on it?
I think I've got it.
Okay. Please notify me with a green check for those who are done. So far only 2 people got it. Okay, let's give maybe another 5 minutes or so. Maybe other people can also join, Carter and Aiden.
Hold on, I actually just found a bug in mine. I'm not done.
Oh, okay. Anybody else beside Carter? Okay, Nathan Boots also got it. Okay. So I hope a lot of you probably got this first step done. Where you were able to add an unimplemented event handler, right? So now what I asked you to do next was to have variables to do this conversion stuff, you could do it through variables or you could do it through objects. Either way, it's okay. You could do like double income equals to double dot parse double, and then you can take total field dot get text. So you grab the text from the total field, you convert that into a double value so that it can go into the respective variable. Then you can repeat the same process for the tax field. Oh, sorry, percent field, not text, percent field. Okay. Then I ask you that percent field will be entered by the user. Like if it is 20% tax, then they'll enter 20. So I got to divide it by 100 to convert that into decimal value. I can just multiply the income by tax. Here we go. I'll be right back. So give me a green check when everybody got it now.
I'm sorry. I tried to uh run it and I'm getting some errors. Could you just scroll up over the not the tax portion, not the calculating portion, but uh in go down on the H box. I'm having errors on the H box.
Is that right?
Yes, hold on. Just
Okay.
hold on one second.
Yeah, that's fine. Take your time. I just wanted to make sure that you have the right imports too.
I think you're on mute.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we can't hear you.
Oh, thank you. So MK, you got to pick the VM arguments from one of the successful ran from last time and put it into the VM arguments in your current one, and then apply and run. Oh, okay. Beginning means like you do not have any of the successful runs from last week. You do? I mean, you do or you don't. That's all my question is. Do you have any of the successful runs from last week? Yes or no? Okay. Okay. You copy what I have pasted in the chat. You copy that in your VM arguments area, and then I'll tell you what to change.
I'm getting a weird error. I
Let me
feel like
let me first help Emka,
okay.
and I will get to other people's problems. Okay. So Emka, let me know when you have come this far. Okay. Now what you do is on your computer where you have downloaded last week the open GFX, I want you to open that folder, and then you go all the way till the LIB folder. You copy the path, whatever that path is, still the lib folder. From the address bar, you copy the path. And then you paste it where I gave you the word. You probably have it like this on your end. You have the word path in all uppercase. You replace that with the path that is copied, and then you apply and run. And that'll bring the calculator. Okay. Let's get to Bart now. Yes, Bart, what is your issue?
So it's getting some kind of like add Java FX graphics, at 20. It's like a weird, it's a native method, one application, Java 185, something.
Can you scroll up to the top and check all your imports to make sure all of your imports are Java FX imports? And please make sure you scroll all the way to the first line, because a lot of the time people miss the first lines.
Yes, I have all of them.
All Java FX. Okay. Now can you please share your screen next? Okay, scroll down. In your error messages, sorry. Scroll up in your error messages. Okay, hold on a sec. And can you run your application again for me? Okay, it fails right away. Okay.
Mhm. I mean, the other ones work, like this one works.
Yeah, that's fine. Stay there. Stay on that one. Yeah. Okay. Can I see the error message again? Can you run it again, please? Okay. Can you go to line number 38? Okay. Hold on a second. Can you move your mouse away for a minute? Okay. I think you're adding the total twice. On line number 38, it should be total field. And it should be 1, 1. Because you already added something on 0, 1. Now run it.
Oh,
That's it.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Miguel, Mason, you guys still working on it? You got it? Miguel Vera? I think okay, you got it. Okay. How about you, Mason? You got it too? Oh, VM configuration. Mason, do you have one of the running ones from the last week? If so, you go to one of those last week's one. You go to arguments, you copy the arguments from that one. You come to this new one and paste it under the VM arguments, and you apply and run. You got it, Mason? Okay, cool.
Mine doesn't seem to be working anymore. I was changing around some stuff to make it look nicer. I'm getting an error. Let me share it really quick. This is the error that I'm getting.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me have a look at it. Can you scroll down? And are you getting this error as soon as you start running it?
Yes. So if I just to make sure that I've got the correct argument, this goes to the library on my desktop.
Yeah. Okay. And you ran it and you got this error.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if it links to any of the lines in your code.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, but I couldn't see anything.
No, graphic device initialization failed. Can you scroll up to the top for me, please? Okay. So you have a child. Okay, scroll down to, okay. Calculate. Text, tax message. Oh, on line number 64, you got a var. That should be a double.
I made it a var when I was testing it. Let's see if that does anything. Yeah.
Okay. Can you comment out the whole block, line 61 through 69?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if that makes any difference. No, it's irrespective of that, it's failing.
Maybe one of the Java FX files are like corrupted or something. Wait, I should test this. Okay, this works just fine.
You can uncomment the event, that's fine. Okay, do one thing. Go back to the previous, like last week's folder. Okay. Yeah, right click on the default package. Create a new class. Give it the same name, calc. CS with an uppercase C, and finish.
Actually, yeah, this
Yeah.
will matter.
Yeah. Now come back to this calc and Control A, Control C, Control A, Control V. Save the changes and get rid of that. Yep. And save and run. Okay. Hold on a second. Scroll down to main method. Okay, you have launch args. Exception in thread main. Line number JavaFX graphics. Oh, on line number 33, you left a space after the yes. Okay,
Nope.
no. Okay, spawn.arial. No. It's this statement is not in this class. It is something to do with one of the graphics. So let's see. Font. Arial font weight. Let's go row by row. So select all the comment out rows 2 through line 71. Now let's see. No. Okay, also comment the first row. No, it's just like it's failing to begin with. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's not even understanding a lot. Okay, well, it's not understanding. It's about. Okay, it's complaining about something else. Those are warnings for not using the packages. Can you scroll back up to the top? Okay. Do one thing. Click on File, New Project. Call it week 2B. And I think you made a mistake of including the module. Uncheck the module.
This?
Yes, that needs to be unchecked. Otherwise, your classes will not run. And then click on class path. No.
Oh, class path.
Yeah. Okay. Now move that calc Java to the source. Okay. And delete that week 2 that you have created before. And then don't rush to hit finish. Hold on a second. Check that checkbox. Oops, don't close that. Go back, delete. Don't click OK. Check the checkbox and then click OK. Otherwise, it still keeps all the files behind the scene.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now run this one.
Uh, oh wait, I probably need to.
What is
He
this?
still has a lot of stuff. He still has a lot of stuff coming out, so I don't know if it's gonna run.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Can you go back to your yeah. Just wait here. Don't run anything. I wonder what are these CSS bins that you have, those classes. Where did you get those?
I have no clue.
Okay, now on that very first line, you got the 2 slashes. Get rid of the 2 slashes before. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also right click on that CSS bin and delete all 3 of them.
Oh, they're different launch configurations.
Yeah. Just delete the CSS bin once. Okay. And now let's cancel. Oh yeah. No. We need to run the calc.java. So hit close. Okay. Now run the calc. Okay. Now go to run configurations. And now copy from copy. Okay. Yeah. So now run.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Okay. Now
think that's it.
uncomment the code that you commented. And then run it again.
There we go.
Okay, maybe that module thingy was goofing everything.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay,
All
cool.
right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Stop share.
Okay, guys. So now let's move on to our next example. Let's create a class called registration form app. I will let you do some of this stuff yourself. So I want you to set the title for the primary stage object. And also show the primary stage. I will take a slightly different approach in this example. The approach I want to take is like this. Instead of building everything in the start, I will modularize my code. I will create separate modules, like separate methods, and I will let those methods return objects to me. So my start method will probably maybe have like 4 or 5 lines of code. And the rest of the methods will help build the start. So the start doesn't look very complicated. So one method I will create to return a grid pane object. So we're going to call this one create registration form pane. So this will return a grid pane object. So grid pane equals to new grid pane. We will build the entire grid pane object here, which will help us set up the grid. Okay, based on the previous example that we did together, the calculator one, I want you to do these yourself. So these are the 4 properties that you can easily set from the previous example. Now, in the start method, I can create my grid pane object, let's say called grid pane, to which I will simply return this method. So this method, create registration form pane, will return a grid pane object that will be used to create the grid pane object in the start method. Next, you will convert line 15 comment into codes on the line of code. However many line of code you need, you figure that out. So that's what I did. I created a scene to which I added the grid pane object, and then I added the scene to the state object. Now let me create another method called add UI controls, and this is the method that I will use to add my user interface controls to the grid pane. So right from the start method, I will be calling right from here. Let me call this method add UI controls, and let me pass the grid pane object. again, it'll be passed by reference. So whatever changes I make to the parameter on the other end will automatically affect this object because objects are passed by reference. Okay, now let me move down to add UI controls. Some of the code I will write with you, some of the code I will ask you to write. So I want you to create a label object called header label with text registration form. Set font properties to Arial, bold, size 24. Place the label in the first row, first column of the grid pane, spanning 2 columns, but 1 row. So everybody got the first thing? Now, here are some more comments for you to convert to code. For those of you who were still in the process of doing the previous comments, here's the code for the previous comments. And I want you to create now these 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of items. Okay. And let me clear your current feedback for you to give me a new feedback when you're done with creating these objects. Anybody done with this? And when you're done, when you run it, you should see your frame, I mean like your form with the items in it. Let me know with the green check when you guys can see your form. Okay, so for those of you who got it, should have gotten something like this. And Jonathan, okay, is having some confusion with the grid setup. Okay, let me show you that. What basically I ask you to do here is to create a label, which you did. And grid pane, when you add stuff to the grid pane, remember, okay, let me go back up here. Okay. So here, first of all, I added a label called header label. The header label was added in the 0th column and 0th row. So that means the first column, first row. It was spanning 2 columns because there are 2 columns in my grid right now. And it will only spanning 1 row. Then I started my second row. In my second row, I placed a label called name label in the first column of second row. And I put a text field in the second column of the second row. Likewise, I put email ID in first column, third row. And second column, third row. Then this goes in first column, fourth row. Second column, fourth row. First column, fifth row spans 2 columns and 1 row. Oops. I don't know if this makes sense to you, Jonathan, and to others.
I guess it's just probably seeing I'm just seeing like a lot of numbers and it's kind of messing with my brain.
So that's why you go 1 row at a time. So I created the first row and I ask you to create the other 4 rows. So it's the same syntax. You just keep changing the row number.
I understand.
Okay. So one extra property that I added was line 57 to show you the difference between not having that property and having that property. So you can see how how high my full name box is versus here without it. And that's because of line 57. So that's what that property does, gives height to your box. Even though the font size doesn't changes, the height of the box changes though. Okay, so that's what line 57 is doing. Oh, and I also want to make one more change here is that originally I told you guys to create a text field on line 68, the original comment. I wanted you to create a password field. So that's why on line 71, you will see a password field. Yes, Bart.
I'm sorry, my code's not it's not popping up. I don't know why it's not.
It's not like, it's not
It-
airing out, but it's not popping up either.
Yeah,
Okay, do you have this line number 80?
launched, yes.
You do? Okay. And then you also have the show in the start method, primary state dot show.
Yes.
Okay, and you add the scene to the primary state as well.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, then let's have a look at it. These are the only elements that could be a hindrance when you're missing. Okay, so when
He
you
needs to
run
add
it,
the add UI controls.
yeah, that's it. You know, you're missing a call to add UI controls.
Oh, so I have to do a method here.
You have to call. I will show you my screen, you know.
Okay.
Okay. So in the start method, right after we created a grid pane, we called add UI controls, which is creating this whole
Okay.
labels and text field grid. And we passed the grid pane object to it. So that method populates the grid pane with all the objects. And whenever you pass objects, they are passed by reference. So changing one automatically changes the other. So that's why I don't have to return anything back.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I just added the preferred height to all my items to make them a little bit higher, even my button. Once everybody get all these things done, I want to add some more properties so that you guys get to learn about those properties as well. By the way, is everybody done with this setup? Okay, Greg is still working on it. Okay. I'm waiting for Mason, Arali, Greg, Cody, Amruta, Miguel. So a lot of you. So as you guys, for those of you who did not give me a green check, if you are done, give me a green check so that I know that you're done. We're just waiting for 3 people. Okay, Mason, sorry, 4. Mason, Cody, Greg, and Miguel. Okay. Oh, Greg is done. Okay. Mason, Cody, and Miguel. Okay. Mason is done. Okay. Cody is done. Miguel, how far are you from getting done? You done too. Okay. Now let's get to some of the other properties I told you that I want to add to this. So I want you all to scroll up to the create registration form pane. I want to create objects of column constraints type. Is actually a built-in class that lets you set constraints on columns. So column 1 constraints, new column constraints. So I want it to be 100 by 100, double dot max value. And column 2 constraints, I want it to be, let's say, 200 by 200. And column 1 constraint, I want to set, oops, set horizontal alignment to right, and column 2 constraint dot set horizontal grow to always, means as we expand the window it can grow. And then to my grid pane, I can add both of these constraints, which is column 1 constraint, column 2 constraint. Okay. This is what you will see after that, guys. These constraints have actually done this because of the grow property of the second column. The second column is growing in width to all the available space it has. That's why you see the horizontal boxes going that long. So if I'm shrinking, notice it auto shrinks, but it only auto shrinks till 200 pixels. After that, it starts cutting out. Okay. So that's what that H grow stuff do. let me clear your feedback for you guys to give me a new feedback when you guys can see what I'm seeing over here. So we have like 4 people to go. Okay. Couple more. Mason is the only one left now. Okay. We'll wait till Mason gives us a green check. Okay, everybody got it. Awesome. Let me clear the feedback. And let's add some more properties, but this time I want to add them in the add UI controls. My grid pane. Hold on a second. Grid pane dot set horizontal alignment of my header label to center. That will move it right in the middle of the form. Let's try that. See, it moved right in the middle, right in the center of the form. And then I can try to set its margin to 20. Okay. So this will add a little bit of a gap above and below. So it is top, right, bottom, left. So top and the bottom are 20. Left and right is 0. So it just places it right in the center. Ah, that's funny, Greg. uh, See, I am going slow. I don't know why you would say that. Oh, grid pane is the object. Grid pane is the class. Set H alignment is a static method of grid pane class, which allows an object to be positioned in the center of the grid. Where the lowercase grid pane is the name of the object of grid pane type. That does not has that method. So set H alignment and set margin are static methods. That's why we call them with class names. Okay. Okay. So now let's go down to the button. And we want to not only set the preferred height, but you also want to set the preferred width of, let's say, 100. So let me do it with and without, okay? So that you guys have both versions to see, okay? The one that you're seeing right now at the bottom is the one without the preferred width. The one at the top is with the preferred width. So since I set the preferred width to 100, that's why the one at the top is a little bit wider than the one at the bottom, which is only the size of the text it holds. Then the couple of properties that I assigned to my header label, which are set alignment and set margin, let me apply those properties to my submit button. And this will make my button also move right in the center. Okay, everybody got this working? So we got 10, 11, 12 okays out of 18. 14 out of 18. Three people are still working on it. Okay. We're not done with this program. We will be taking our break soon. When we come back from the break, we'll add some more code to it. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up Once we complete this example, we will learn about some more controls from JavaFX. And I don't know if I will be able to get to JCE tonight or not. I don't know. We'll see. Your homework assignment for this week is very close to this registration form app. However, I would want you to create your own registration app. I only used a handful of controls in this one, but probably as we learn more controls tonight, you can add other controls to your registration form. This week's homework assignment is very open-ended. So you will be creating your own registration form. I will not be asking you to do any event handling in your registration form, even though I will be doing event handling in my registration form. So the homework assignment for this week would be pretty much like you design your registration form based on whatever controls you want to put into it. You want to nest the layouts and stuff like that, like I did one with my button here. No, not in this one, in the previous one, I think. So yeah, so I mean, like, it'll be pretty open-ended that way. Anyway, so let's take a break till 8 o'clock, and then I'll see you guys at 8 then. Okay, guys, welcome back here.
Hello.
So we will now continue from where we last left off. Which would be the submit button that we created. We now need to add some event handling to the submit button. So add an event handler to the submit button. So I will let you guys do this part so that, you know, the more you do it, the more you get used to it. Okay, so hopefully everybody would be done with the action code. Here are some comments which I will now be working on. So this is my action handler, and I'll be writing some code here. How would I check to see if my name field is empty?
Would you do if name field dot get text
Okay.
equals null?
Well, there's an easier approach in JavaFX, which is
Double quotes or no?
it has a built-in function is empty. Okay, so I want to take some approach of event handling. However, I want to do that with a method. So I'm going to create another method on line 123 above the main. I want to create a method called show alert. I'll use that method to create my error handling alert system. So I will be using some classes that you guys have not yet seen in JavaFX. So there is a class called alert, which has an enumeration called alert type. And it has a value called error. Okay, that's what it is. But I will not going to use that. I'm just using that to be my alert type, enumeration type. So alert type is my variable of enumeration type, alert type, which is in a class called alert. So this is where you can see enumeration that we learned about in Java 1 coming to live. You know, you can see it how it's being used. Then I will be using an object of window type that whichever window this alert box will be associated with. So that's a window class from the JavaFX.stage package. And then a couple of string, which will hold the title and the message for the alert boxes. So I'll create my alert. To be of the alert type that will define alert type. Okay. Now, the alert will then be used to set the title, and alert will then be used to set the content text. And alert dot init owner will be the owner. And then the alert dot show will show the alert.
Saad, can you do me a favor and scroll the screen to the left a little bit?
To the left, I don't have
Yes.
anything to the left. I am at the left.
Oh, okay, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, see, my scroll bar is disabled. So that means whatever I have is there. So this is my window alert system that I am building, which is right there at the bottom. And I will fire that from line 108, where I left a blank line, that if the name field is empty, call the show alert method and pass it the error type as the alert type. And the owner will be my grid pane object dot get scene dot get window. Similar to this, I want you to complete the other two if conditions. for email field and password field. You will just change the message. The rest of the stuff will be the same.
Can you scroll up a little bit? I'm getting a lot of errors and I don't know why.
Where are you getting those errors? Like which lines?
In the alert portion, like I think in the grid hold on.
Saad, can you scroll up when you're done with that? I need to
Okay.
check.
I don't
Okay, scroll up till where?
Right there.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So I was testing it one by one. I started putting in values. And when I fill in all the values, finally it gave me the confirmation box by saying confirmation. And the message is welcome Saad, because I said welcome followed by the name from the text field. And registration successful is the title. If I miss anything, then it gives me this error box. So that's what this area is supposed to do. Oh, that's better. Okay. Add this property header text set to null, because that will remove that header text from your dialog boxes and will make them appear much nicer in look and feel. So line 135 is what I've added. Yes, because these are all independent ifs, Jonathan. These are not dependent on each other.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm
Is it-
getting errors and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's always on the show alert, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm writing down the code exactly how I see it.
Okay, let's see then where you have your error then. Oh, scroll down. Oh, you got your method in the wrong place. Lines 120 through 127, cut that out, cut it out, and paste it. Yeah, first cut it out. Okay, then paste it after line 121, because you wrote a method inside a method, right? Okay, now now I think there's yeah. Okay, now let's see, the mapping is wrong for, okay. Can you scroll up a little bit for me, please? Okay. Delete lines 109. Yeah, delete 100. No, only 109. Only 109. Delete that. And then delete lines 111 and 112. Yes. That last show alert is not part of any condition. Okay. Now you're missing a parameter on that last show alert also. So I would have to share my screen. And you are missing the last parameter, which is this one.
Okay, okay. I was just getting there. I just wanted to get to
Yeah.
I don't know why I was not getting.
So everybody got this working? The registration format? We're still waiting for 7 more people.
Would you mind scrolling up to the top? I just want to check something. Like around like line 34, 33-ish. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we still have Amruta, Cody, Jonathan, and Arali. Okay, so Cody is the only one. And oh, Desmond too. Cody and Desmond are the only 2 people left. We're waiting for nobody now. Right, okay. So let me clear your participation. And I think somebody dropped, like their connection dropped or something. Like 2 people rather. There were like 18 of you, now there are 16 of you. Okay. So now we will create a new class called radio button example. And we will create it as a child of JavaFX application with a public static void main. I will let you guys do the basic setup because by this time you guys should be getting good at it. I'll use a different kind of a pane now. I don't think so. I've used dial pane before. Label. Sports choice. You might have experienced this in Visual Studio as well, that when you have radio buttons, you can select all of them. How do you make radio buttons such that you can only select one of them? Anybody remembers that? Maybe no. Okay. Well, you need to add them to a group. When radio buttons are added to a group, that's the only way you can only select one of them. So in JavaFX, we have a class called toggle group that allows you to create a group to which you can add the radio buttons. And once they're added to the group, you can only select one of them. So toggle group, oops. Did I brought the, no, I did the JavaFX toggle group. No, it's a radio button dot set toggle group, right? It's the other way around here. So you're adding the radio buttons to the toggle group. That's how you can make one of the radio button selection at any given time. Now, radio button pane, which is the tile pane, get children dot add. We'll add the label 1. Radio button 1, radio button 2, radio button 3, and then the label 2. That's the sequence in which I want to add things to the pane. Then we'll add the radio tile pane object. I've not yet added the event handling piece. Okay. Right now, that's how they are. Only one can be selected, but I've so far not added any event handling to it. I'll wait here till everybody gives me okay. Once I get an okay from everybody, let me clear your participation for now, or I don't know. Is this a new participation or is the old one? I forgot. Anyway, so give me an okay again if you already gave me one. Now I know who dropped. It is Desmond. I don't know who are the other three people who dropped. How did I fix the toggle group? Well, the only problem I had with the toggle group was I was doing tg1.set toggle group versus r1.set toggle group. So that was the only problem. I was using the wrong object to call the setter. So just make sure that you are using the toggle group from the JavaFX package and not using toggle group from any other package. So toggle group dot selected toggle property dot add listener. New change listener toggle. This time for change listener, choose the javafx.beans.value.change listener. So, and then add the unimplemented method. Okay, so since radio button has two states, on or off, so first create a radio button object. Toggle dot get selected toggle. If radio button is not equals to null, that means it's selected. So radio button dot get text and set that to the label choose text. Your favorite sports is this. Let's, what did I do? Oops, missed the semicolon. Okay, let's see. Soccer, cricket, football. Cool. Awesome. That works. Okay, everybody got this one working? Did not get all the override part. Okay. What do you mean you did not get the override part? Demka. It all depends on what package did you use. Did you use the Java fx.beans, .value, .change listener? Do you have that package? Because change listener, oh yeah, exactly. So you probably might have gotten the swing change listener. So you need to delete that and you need to reorganize your imports. Then you will get the correct one. Emka, did that solve your problem? No? Okay, let's have a look at your code. Let's see what you have. Okay, add listener, new change listener, toggle. Can you scroll up to the top for me, please? Okay, you do not have the toggle class imported. So why don't you go to your source organize imports? Okay, that's it. Okay. So guys, we'll now move on to our next object here. So we'll create a class about a progress indicator, okay? So let's do a progress demo. Public static void main. And we're going to do an application. The whole 9 yards. Let me get some of that stuff from here. Okay. That's what I have for now. So we'll be doing progress indicator. progress indicator. And we'll also add a button. I want to increase the progress bar when somebody clicked the button. Okay. Rad p dot get children dot add progress indicator, and then add the button. See this? That's the progress indicator. You might have seen it in apps. You might have seen it in different places. Earlier versions of Java didn't have it. This was added in Java FX. We only had progress bar before. So we'll be writing code on increase that when somebody click on increase, it will increase the progress bar. But of course, you could definitely connect it with some other data set. But I'm going to connect it with the button. So for that, my button need to be able to trigger an event, for which let me write my event handler, action event, handler, action event. There are multiple ways of doing things. You know, I'm just showing you all these little different ways of doing things. And then you can add the unimplemented method. And then you can use the set on action to the event object. So anytime button is clicked, it will automatically trigger this handle event. Okay. What I want to do in the handle event, I want to do some increments. I'll wait till you guys are done with this much code because I have a question for you guys. So I'll wait till you guys are here. I know Greg is caught up, but I'm just waiting for everybody else.
Yeah, I was finished before you were.
I think you had a higher position at the courthouse.
I try to stay away from that place, Saad.
So guys, if I want a variable to increment every time I click on the button to a different value, what should I declare that variable?
A double?
Yeah,
Or-
but where should I declare it? Where should I declare the variable that I want to increment on each click?
At the class level?
At the class level. Okay. So we'll go up here. We'll say static double variable equals to 0. Okay. On each click, we'll increment it by a value. And then we will use the product indicator to set its progress based on that variable. Okay. So now it is loading. I click increase 10%, 20, 30. See that? Ta-da! Done. It's cool. And of course, we also have progress bar, which has been around for some time. And we also have this guy. So let me clear the feedback for you to give me a new feedback that you're done with this example. Okay, I think 3 more people to go. Amka, Amruta, and Kaden. So we've just is Amruta is the only one left right now. Okay. Okay, everybody is done. Let me clear the feedback. And let's go to the progress bar. Progress bar example will be very easy after you have done this one. In fact, we'll make maybe a couple of changes to this example, and that'll be the progress bar example. So let's save this example as, instead of progress demo, we're going to call this one progress bar demo. And let's rename the class. Once we rename the class, we will change the class from progress indicator to progress bar. And we'll do the same on constructor as well, okay? Let me change the object to PB for progress bar. Okay. So now every time I click on the event, I want the progress bar to change, right? And I will just change all occurrences of PI to PB, and that should do it. See, here we go. When we click increase, it increases by 10, and finally it's done. Okay. So that's what the progress bar does. Okay, I hope everybody's done by now with this one. Let's create our next example as menu button demo. Menu button demo. So I copy pasted some of that code from the previous example. Okay. Let me do this. Sports. We'll do the same thing. Sports. Okay, so menu item M1 equals to new menu item football. Oops. Baseball. Basketball. M2 and M3. And M dot get items dot add M1, comma M2 and M3. So we have created a menu button which looks like a drop down menu. You click on it and it will drop these 3 items down. And now create another label here. I'm going to call this one selection. This is very similar to my previous example that I did with you guys. So you can copy paste the same code from there if you want to. Is the creating an event object, event handler object called event one. So what I want to do is I want my selection text to be arg0 dot get source dot get text. But there's a problem with this one. I may have to cast it. I will tell you guys how to cast it. Just do this much first, because that syntax is a little bit complicated. I will share that syntax with you. I will fix that once we are done with the rest of the code. So let's do it like that. So we will add to each one of my menu item this event, so that when the menu item gets clicked, this event gets triggered. Yeah, let me know when you guys are done with this much code. Then I will fix line 37.
Will you scroll up for me for a little bit, son?
Up, okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little more. I just want to see the line, literally just one line above. Oh, okay. All right.
Mhm.
Can you scroll down just a little bit
Sure.
after 47? Thank you.
All right, it's driving me crazy. Line 31, menu selection has a typo.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Now, one of the reasons line number 37 is giving us a hard time because arg0 is an object of action event type. Action event type objects do not have access to a method called getText, but the menu item objects do. So what we need to do is we need to put a parentheses around this arg0.getSource, and then inside the parentheses, convert this into menu item object first, then call the getText on it. Because arg0, being an action event by default, does not have access to any getText, because that is something of child type menu item. So the parent doesn't have access to children method. But when you cast it to a child type, now you can call getText. So this is like a drop down menu item. So we have baseball, basketball, football. So that's what it is. That's why it was not working before and giving us an error. So let me know when you guys are done with this one. So far, I think one person, a couple people are done. Okay. So we'll wait till everybody's done. In fact, you know what I can do in the meanwhile is, let me add a couple of lines of code here to the same example. Let's say cursor equals to cursor dot cursor weight. And then I can change my scene object to set its cursor to the cursor object, okay? And rerun it and check your cursor. It's a weight cursor. It'll work just fine. It's just like, it looks like it's waiting, right? So you can actually change the cursor. Some of the other values that you can try could be, try this one, SE underscore resize for instead of weight. You can also try south. This is east, southeast, then you can try southwest, northeast, northwest. You could do those as directional. You can use resize. You can use crosshair is another one. You can use closed hand. Try some of these to see, just to test around. There are, of course, others like move hand, disappear. I mean, like there's so many of them.
So just experiment around.
Yeah, exactly. Just, While we're here, let's try. Hmm. See. It's 9:10 already, right? I'm trying to try something shorter that we could do in less time. Okay. Greg, are you caught up with this one?
How does it look when you run it?
It looks like this. And when I make a choice, it changes the text at the bottom. And for me, it looks like a weight cursor. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Let me clear everybody's feedback here. Okay, now let's create a new class called HTML editor demo with okay. HTML editor equals to new HTML editor. Okay. Oh, my bad. I did not attach anything to my VBox. I should add my HTML editor to my VBox and then run it. Okay. Run. What's going on here? Anybody else getting the same error?
Yeah, I have
Yep.
the same thing.
Okay, HTML editor to the VBox. I'm in my HTML editor. My VBox added to my scene added to my stage. And my stage dot show. Exception and application start method. Line. What line? Line number 11. Somehow HTML editor is giving me a problem. Interesting. Let me try to see if I can directly give it. Nope. Same error, huh? Okay. Same error. No. Interesting. I don't know, I'm just following it directly from the Oracle's website. It's a nice editor. I mean, I don't know why it's not showing. It allows you to do some basic HTML coding. I mean, like HTML without actually doing any coding. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it as to why it's not working. Let's stop here for now. Let's go to the Blackboard course shell units. And let's go to unit number 2. I know I did not get to the JC and multi-threading. I will move those items to unit number 3. But as I told you guys that I have an assignment about, I gave you a sample student registration form just so that you understand, but I also did a registration form example with you guys in class. So design your own registration form. Oh, okay. Let's do that. Say, okay, adding Java FX. Import Java FX dot web. That's it.
It was in the run configurations. I just looked it up online. I found somebody else added it. So where we paste the code in the arguments, they just did comma Java fx.web.
Here in the import?
No, under the run configurations.
Oh, under the run configurations. Okay, direct me where? Right here, comma. JavaFX.web.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Thank you. So yeah. Nice. Okay. So it's up to you guys, however you want to design your own form. I do not want any event handling. It's just the layout. And then you have a quiz to work on. Nothing else. We'll look into the JC and multi-threading next time. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. I know there's this little overwhelming. I still did not get a chance to cover what I wanted to cover in effects, but you know, we'll just try to incorporate more of it next time.
Okay.
Okay, see you next week.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, Saad. See you in the
Night.
morning.
Thanks, Saad. Have a good one.
Bye.
Good night, Saad.
Night. Night.
Hey, Saad, real quick, just to be sure, you don't want any event handling at all, or it's really up to us.
No, no event handling, just the
Okay.
design. Yep, just
All
the
right, thank
UI.
you. Have a good night, Saad.
You too. Bye.